Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Musings of sorts. Okay, I am thrilled to introduce yet another brand new book. I've been busy this year. I've already introduced one brand new book entitled Watching for the Parousia, Were Jesus' Apostles Confused? I appreciate the wonderful response to that. Have more to say about it in the morning. Well, on today's video, I am introducing another brand new book. You know, Paul's trial, recorded in Acts chapter 24, 25, 26. And then you could jump forward to Acts 28. But nonetheless, is clearly of tremendous importance to the Holy Spirit. I mean, when the Holy Spirit caused what we would call three large major chapters of the Bible to be written about one event. Oh, well, one event spread over three different people, three different trials, but it's still referred to as one event. But there's something about that that is critically important to God to cause it to be written for us to understand it. Paul's trial has been an absolute fascination to me for years. Now, I've got to tell you this. In one formal debate after another, I'm talking formal public debate, in radio debates, for instance, in May 2020, I had a 2-day formal radio debate on the Chris Arnzen program, Iron Sharpens Iron. That debate is archived there. My opponent was Sam Frost, who is a former preterist and claims to be the answer to the full preterist truth. Well, Mr. Frost made the argument. And in countless Facebook discussions, my opponents have made the following argument. I will just read from the back page, the back cover of my brand new book, because it summarizes in very succinct form the argument that the opponents of covenant eschatology have made. Point number one, the Pharisees believed in physical resurrection. True. Paul, when he was on trial in front of the Sanhedren, that's in Acts chapter 23, the last part of the chapter, he said he was a Pharisee. And he said he was on trial for his doctrine of the resurrection. And, of course, the Pharisees immediately go, oh, what a great guy he is. We find no fault in this man. So, case closed. The Pharisees believed in physical resurrection. Paul said he was a Pharisee. Therefore, Paul must have believed in physical resurrection. Now, again, that's the argument that countless debate opponents have used against me. Now, it hasn't gone very well for them when they've used that argument, but they thought that was a good argument. And by the way, I once thought that was a powerful argument myself. I really did. So let me continue reading from the back cover. This argument sounds good, right? I once believed this myself until I looked more closely at Paul on trial. There are actually some massive problems that Paul on trial raises for us, yet the commentators virtually ignore the problems. So ask yourself this question. If Paul believed what the Pharisees believed about the resurrection, why was it that approximately 14 days after they said, you're a mighty fine fella because you believe in the resurrection, Paul, why was it that approximately 14 days later, the Pharisees, put Paul on trial for his life, demanding his head because of his doctrine on the resurrection? Wait a minute. Paul, you said you were a Pharisee. The Pharisees initially said you're a great guy. But then they want to kill you for your doctrine of the resurrection. What in the world is going on here? Well, I explain it in this book. Do you realize that Paul's trial before the Sanhedren, Felix, Festus, and Agrippa actually proved that Paul, while he believed in resurrection, and he believed in the true biblical doctrine of resurrection, in truth and in fact, he categorically disagreed with the Pharisees about the nature of the resurrection, just like Jesus rejected the Pharisees' doctrine of the nature of the kingdom, and they killed him also. Just like they wanted to kill Paul for his doctrine of the resurrection. Listen, I'm not aware of another book anywhere that goes into so much detail examining critically, analytically, logically, scripturally, exegetically, Paul's trial and its significance and implications for understanding the resurrection. Now, on Amazon, there's one book, Paul on Trial, that says Paul and Peter disagreed and essentially says Paul was a liar. There's another book, Paul on Trial, that says Paul's trial before the various authorities establishes the truth of the foundation of Christianity, and that's the resurrection. Oh, well, I would agree with that to a certain extent, but they don't understand what Paul meant by resurrection. Now, I got to tell you, I'm extremely proud of this book. I believe this book will absolutely blow your mind. I believe this book will challenge you on the doctrine of the resurrection. But I also believe this doctrine will help clarify your thoughts, your thinking, and your belief about the resurrection. But what you will see when you read this book is that Paul did not believe in the raising of dead bodies of individual human beings out of the dirt. He refused and rejected that doctrine. So, I'm introducing this book here on today's video on this great Saturday. And since my other new book, Watching for the Parousia, where Jesus' apostles confused, has been so well received, I'm going to create a bundle here, all right? This is regularly $18.95 plus $4.95 shipping. My new book, Paul on Trial, pardon me, will be regularly $12.95 plus $4.95 shipping. All right? So, if you purchased these two books, it costs you, pretty good chunk of money. All right? It'd be well worth it. All right. For the month of August 2020, for U.S. orders only, here's what I'm going to do. All right? Were Jesus' apostles confused? My brand spanking new book, Paul on Trial, Paul, the Pharisees, and the Resurrection. Total delivered price, $25. But wait a minute, as the info commercials on TV sometimes say, we're not done. I'm going to include free of charge, normally $2.95, but free of charge, included in the package, Can God Tell Time? Now listen, if you bought these separately, it would cost you almost $25 more. So this bundle for August 2020, U.S. orders only, and if you're overseas and if you want to purchase PDFs, okay, contact me and we can make arrangements for that. If you want to order just Paul on Trial, August only, August 2020 only, $10 postpaid. So take advantage, though, of this 3-book bundle that will save you almost $25. And let me say again, you won't find another book like this one, where Jesus' apostles confused, and you won't find another book like this one, Paul on Trial, Paul, the Pharisees, and the Resurrection. Take advantage of this fantastic savings for August 2020, U.S. orders only. There's a banner on my website, donkpreston.com, BibleProphecy.com. Go there, just click and follow the instructions and order take advantage of this very, very special, fantastic price for August 2020, U.S. orders only. Hey, thanks for joining me for today. Look forward to you getting the book and seeing your feedback. God bless. You have a fantastic weekend.